Hey, what's up my people? It's your homie Kiwami Games here, back at it with another video for you guys. And a couple of days ago, I posted a poll on my community tab asking you guys, what decks you would like to see a video on. And actually, Labyrinth had the most votes. But in the comment section, there were quite a few guys that kept asking for Traptrix. And since I'm a man of the people, I'm here to deliver. So we have a Traptrix video instead of Labyrinth, but I will put up a Labyrinth video in the coming days, so be on the lookout for that. Now, a quick disclaimer, I wanted to put this video out much sooner, but life impeded me, so all of the replays are taking place before the Duel package. So this build was mainly focused on countering Snake Eyes Fire King, Horus, Tearlaments, Stun, etc, as those were the decks that I kept going up against. So just keep that in mind that this was before the Duel package, so we were taking on Fire King. So now let's dissect this deck, and if you're here just for the replays, then feel free to skip on over, as I left timestamps down below where you can just go to the replays and you don't need to hear me talking. But without further ado, let's jump right into this deck list. Alright guys, so I know you might look at this deck and you might see some cards here that probably is not making much sense to you. And the first card is actually Draw and Lockbird. So I'm running 3 Draw and Lockbird instead of 3 Ash, and the reason is that so many times I might have like stopped Snake Eyes Fire King, for example, but what do? They ended up making like a Hita, and then with the Hita they will steal my Ash Blossom, and then they'll continue to pop off from there. So I kind of just wanted something that can help me put a stop to Snake Eyes Fire King and without giving them like extra resources. So that's why I decided to experiment with the Draw and Lockbird instead of the Ash Blossom. And then also Ash Blossom is there to kind of negate and counter Maxi. Well, the Draw and Lockbird can also counter Maxi, so that's another reason why I thought maybe Draw and Lockbird would be good. And also for us, Draw and Lockbird doesn't really hurt us that much, because the only time we're ever adding a card from the deck to the hand is when we normal summon any of our monsters. Like the Mermello is going to add you a trap card, the Mantis is going to add you a monster. But once you are already on the field and you have like your Sarah on the field, then everything revolves around Sarah, right? So that's how you kind of play Traptrix. This is like the nucleus of the deck. And what does Sarah do? Sarah is always going to set cards from the deck to the field, so we're never really going to be adding cards from the deck to the hand. So that's why like Draw and Lockbird doesn't really hurt us, and I thought it would be really good to run in instead of the Ash. Alright, and then another thing with the deck is that it can struggle going second, so I really wanted some good cards that can help us, survive if we have to go second. So we're running 2 Effect Veilers because they're not once per turn. So if we ended up drawing multiple copies of it, we can use both of them in the same turn. Another card that it's really not played a lot in Traptrix is Dimensional Shifter. And as I mentioned, like I just kept going up against a lot of Horus and Snake Eyes Fire King and stuff like that. So the Shifter can really body those cards, as they really need to use their graveyard. So that's why I threw in the Shifter. And the Shifter doesn't really hurt us that much, because if we're going second and we throw the Shifter, and then during our turn, the most that we're going to do is probably banish one of our normal monsters, and then maybe like a trap card. But banishing one monster and one trap card, I felt was really beneficial if we're able to put a stop to our opponent's play and preventing them from, setting up 25 different negates and stuff like that. So that's why I'm running the Shifter. And that takes us to Evenly Matched. Now Evenly Matched is like the MVP of going second. Like this thing right here just bodies Snake Eyes Fire King, because they don't really have much of like Omni Negates going on like that. I know there's like a Zealantis play that they can kind of do, but honestly most Snake Eyes players, they never make Zealantis turn 1. But other than that, the Evenly Matched completely can body that deck. And then also sometimes maybe Horus too, it can body Horus. Same thing for Stun if they don't really have like a Silent Judgment or anything like that. So Evenly Matched has been really great, and I'm anticipating that actually Evenly Matched may be good going into the Duel stuff. So Evenly Matched has been really great going second. And then another card is Terrors of the Overroot. So this card right here, I really enjoy playing it because this is kind of like your answer to Floodgates, because you can target one card your opponent controls and then one card in their graveyard, and you're going to pretty much switch those two cards. So if there's like a there can only be one, or like that Golganda shit that stun players tend to use, or even like the Sarcophagus, if they set the Sarcophagus, then you can just get rid of the Sarcophagus before they can special summon any of their Horus monsters. So Terrors of the Overroot has really come in clutch. So yeah, those are like kind of the best non-engine cards that I don't see a lot of Traptrix player playing, but I decided to throw in there. And then yeah, another thing is Chain Hole. Chain Hole, sometimes many Traptrix players don't really use it, but this card right here bodies the Curing, because a lot of times when they normal summon their Ash or their Popular and stuff like that, and if you hit it with the Infinite Impermanence, a lot of times they're going to change the Curing so that they can dodge the Infinite Impermanence. But the Chain Hole can now negate the Curing, and if it negates the Curing, well then they're gonna have to banish a Curing from their hand or their deck. So it's another great way to kind of make your opponent get out of resources and stuff like that. So that's why I'm running a Chain Hole. And then yeah, then everything else is pretty typical Traptrix stuff. So you know, you got your Max C for Max C purposes. We have 3 Murmello because Murmello is one of your best starters. And then we have Dionea, 2 Dioneas, 2 Mantis, 3 Pudica, 2 Arachnocampa, and then we got 1 of the Field Spell, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. Bottomless Trap Hole, I use this specifically because it can banish. Now I know that Destroy can kind of hurt us, because if you destroy the Fire King monsters, then you know that can allow them to pop off. But the fact that it also banishes, so like in the Fire King replay that I'm going to show you guys, like I think I ended up using this on the Flame Birch, so it completely bodies the Flame Birch and then banishes it, and then they don't have any way of getting it back. So that's why I'm running 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. Alright, then we have 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. Okay, then we got the 3 Evenly Matched. And then we got the 3 Infinite Impermanence, because you can also use it going second, as you can activate it from the hand. Alright, then we got 2 Gravedigger's Trap Hole, and then we got 3 Holotea. Alright, and then for the extra deck, we're running 1 Abyss Dweller, because it can also shut down the graveyard. And as I mentioned, those decks that I was going up against, they rely on the graveyard. Then we got 2 Rafflesia, because Rafflesia is amazing. It can protect your monsters, and then it can also be your response to Nibiru and stuff like that. Okay, then we got 1 Malevolent Sin. Malevolent Sin is really great because it can help you remove a body off the field, and then you can easily OTK and stuff like that. Alright, then we got the Baguska. Then we got the Time Thief Redoer. Redoer is really great because a lot of times you can special summon the Holotea, and then the Holotea is a level 4 monster, and so with the level 4 monster and any of your other Traptrix monster, you can make the Time Thief Redoer, and then that's going to give you the non-targeted spin from the field. Alright, then we got 1 Alomeras, 1 Pinguicula, 1 Zeus, 3 Saras, and then we have 1 Calaria, and 1 SP Little Knight, and 1 Adipus. So yep, that's the deck list, and then let's jump right into these replays. I have some crazy replays against, you know, the meta and stuff like that I think you guys are really gonna enjoy. And if you enjoyed the video, then please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. It will greatly help me out, and I will thank you for all eternity. Alright, let's jump right into it. Alright my people, so in this replay we are going to go up against Snake Eyes Fire King, and I think this replay is a perfect example to show you just how great the deck can be. So we're going to normal summon Pudica, getting our Garden. Okay, then we're going to activate the Garden, then we're going to go into our Sarah. Alright, and then now we're going to normal summon Murmello. So the Field Spell, if you don't know, the Field Spell allows you to have 2 normal summons in 1 turn. So that's how we were able to have 2 normal summons. Okay, so with the Murmello, we're going to add Holotea to the hand. Okay, and then since a Traptrix monster was activated, that's going to trigger the Sarah, so we can set a trap from the deck to the field. So we're going to set our Bottomless Trap Hole. Alright, then we're going to set Holotea. We're going to discard the Chain Hole to special summon the Holotea. That's going to trigger the Sarah, special summoning the Dionea. Dionea is going to recycle the Chain Hole. Alright, and then now with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into Rafflesia. Alright, and then now we're protected from Nibiru. If he was to Nibiru, we can chain Rafflesia to the Nibiru, and then we can negate it with the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Alright, so our opponent is on Snake Eyes. He's going to activate the Ash, so I'm going to hit it with the Veiler. And then here, this is what I was talking about with the Chain Hole. So he's going to activate the Kieran to kind of pop the Ash to kind of, what's the word? Dodge the Veiler, my bad. To dash the Veiler, so we're going to change the Chain Hole to the Kieran. Alright, so now the Kieran gets negated, and then now he has to also banish a Kieran. Alright, and then our Veiler goes through, so the Ash is negated. Okay, then he's going to activate Traptrix talent, and he's going to draw 2 cards. And then here, if I had the Draw and Lockbird, the Draw and Lockbird would have been great. Alright, so he's going to add Diabell Star, then he's going to activate the Diabell Star, send in the Poplard to the graveyard. Okay, then he's going to activate Diabell Star, activate Poplard. I'm going to activate Rafflesia, and I'm going to negate the Poplard with the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, preventing the Poplard from setting itself to the back row. Alright, and then now I'm going to set my Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. He's going to activate the original Simple Spoil, special summoning the Fire King Ponix. Okay, then the Ponix is going to get the Sanctuary. Then the Sanctuary is going to search for the island. Alright, and then here I decided to special summon the Pudica. So now the Pudica is going to banish his Ponix. So here he's going to pop the Volcanics from the hand, getting himself a Kieran. Then the Volcanics is going to activate. Then the Garunic is going to activate because a Fire Monster was popped. Alright. Okay, and then now here I'm going to activate my Bottomless Trap Hole. I'm going to pretty much destroy the other Garunics and banish it. And the reason why I did this is because he has 2 level 8 monsters, and I didn't want him to go into his Phoenix, because the Phoenix would wipe away the field. Alright, and then now I also special summon the Arachnocampa, because the Arachnocampa is going to protect my back row. Alright, and then here he's going to go into the Nightmare Phoenix. He's going to try to pop my back row. Alright, but the Arachnocampa can protect my back row. Alright, so we put a stop to the Snake Eye, so now it's back to us. And now we can cook this fool. Alright, and I activate Maxi because the Pudica, unfortunately, you can banish a monster, but then during the standby phase, they can special summon back one of those banished monsters. So that's why I threw the Maxi, because he's going to special summon back the Kieran. Alright, and then now with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into the Pinguicula. So the Pinguicula is going to allow me to add a monster from the deck to my hand. Okay, he's going to try to negate the Pinguicula, but he cannot target the Pinguicula because the Rafflesia protects us, but also we're not affected by trap cards right now. So thank you for activating a trap card. That's going to activate my Sarah, or rather trigger the Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to set Holoteo, and I'm going to special summon the Pudica. And now the Pudica is going to banish the Kieran, and then that's going to trigger the Pinguicula. So the Pinguicula has another effect that if a monster owned by your opponent is sent to the graveyard or banished, then you can attach one of those monsters as material. So now we attach it, and then now also that means that the Pinguicula is unaffected now by beast effects. So if a beast monster were to target Pinguicula, it would not do anything to it. Okay, so now we normal summon the Mantis. We're going to add Arachnocampa. And then with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into the Malevolent Sin so that we can banish the Phoenix, so that we can try to lethal him. But he's going to activate the Infinite Permanence. Alright, but we're going to normal summon Murmello. Murmello is going to search for our Gravedigger's Trap Hole. And now with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into the Abyss Dweller. Alright, so we're going to lock him out of his graveyard so that when I destroy his Phoenix, none of his monsters in the graveyard are going to be able to activate. And he's going to call it quits. So I feel this replay is a great example to show you just how dope Traptrix can be when they pop off. Like when we pop off, it can be a wrap for you guys. Alright, let's keep it moving. Alright, my people, welcome to our next replay. Okay, in this replay, we're going to go up against Horus Tearlaments. Alright, we're going to go second. Okay, so he's going to activate by activating the field spell, getting himself a Sharon. Okay, I'm going to activate Duel Lockbird. Okay, he's going to special summon the Sharon, milling, sending the Black Wind to the graveyard and milling 3 cards. You know the Strudel. The Strudel is going to special summon itself back onto the field. Then the Black Wing is going to activate, special summon itself onto the field. And then we also got some Snake Eye action as well in here. Alright, and now with the Black Wing and the Strudel, he's going to make his little Baron on the floor. Okay, the Baron on the floor is going to pop the Sharon, which is going to trigger her effect to fusion summon. So she's going to fusion summon into the one and only Kick Kalos. Alright, he's popping off all under a draw. Okay, then with the field spell, he's going to pop the Kikalos. I'm going to negate the Kikalos. And that's going to force him out to use his Baron on the floor. Which is great because I don't want him to have that Omni negate during my turn. Alright, then he's going to mill the Hafnis. So the Hafnis is going to activate. The Kikalos is going to activate. Alright, so with the Hafnis, he's going to fusion summon. And then with the Kikalos, he's going to mill another 5 cards. So he's going to get his Rule Collars out. Then he's going to mill 5. Alright, and then now with the Poplar and the Linker and the Baron on the floor, he's going to go into the IP Masquerena. And then that's all he wrote. Alright, so here we're going to normal summon our Murmello. Murmello is going to search for the Holotail. And then here I'm going to go into the battle just to either force out the Masquerena or to prevent the Masquerena from activating whenever I summon my Sarah. Alright, then I'm going to set for and pass. Okay, he's going to activate the original Sinful Spoil, banishing itself, put in the Poplar back onto the field so he can add a level 1 fire monster. Okay, I'm going to activate my Holotail. He's going to add the Snake Eyes Ash. Okay, then I'm going to activate the Sarah. That's going to trigger the Rule Kalos, but I'm going to activate the Chain Hole, so I'm going to negate the Rule Kalos. Alright, and then we ended up banishing the Walls of the Imperial Tome from his hand. Then we're going to special summon our Putika. Putika is going to get rid of his Rule Kalos. That's going to trigger the Sarah. Sarah's going to set a Network Trap Hole. And then this is another Trap Hole card that I was experimenting with, but I ended up removing it from the main deck. But you can experiment with this. This pretty much is whenever your opponent special summons a monster from the main deck or graveyard, you can banish it face down. So I thought this would be a nice counter to Tearlaments and to like Horus and stuff like that. Alright, so the the Ash is going to search for the Poplar. Poplar is going to special summon itself, but we got the Gravedigger's Trap Hole, so we are going to negate and burn him for 2000. Alright, then he's going to send itself and the field spell. He's going to get the Oak, and then the Oak is going to be able to bring back the Ash. Alright, then now with these 2 monsters, he's going to go into the Flame Birch. And then here I activate my Bottomless Trap Hole. I'm going to pop his Flame Birch and I'm going to banish it. And that's all he wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, in this replay, we are going to go up against Horus Stun. Alright, so here we kind of didn't open up any monsters, so we're just going to set 2 and pass. Alright, he's going to open up with the Mseti, sending itself and the Rainbow Bridge, getting himself the Sarcophagus. Okay, I'm going to hit him with the Duel Lockbird. Okay, he's going to activate the Sarcophagus, and here I'm going to activate the Terrors of the Overroot, getting rid of his Sarcophagus and putting back the Rainbow Bridge onto the field. Alright, and then that can kind of put a stop to his turn 1. Alright, we joined to Dionea, so we're going to normal summon Dionea, go into our Sarah. Alright, and then we're going to smack him for 800. And then that's all we can do. Alright, so now he's going to activate the Mseti once again, getting himself another Sarcophagus. This time I don't have the Overroot, but I have Maxi, so I'm going to activate Maxi. Alright, we're just gonna speed this up a little bit. Okay, so he's gonna special summon the Mseti. I'm gonna hit him with the Infinite Permanence, and then I'm going to activate Sarah, and then Sarah is gonna special summon the Murmello, and then the Murmello is gonna pop the Sarcophagus. And because I negated the Mseti, the Mseti is not gonna be able to activate its effect to send a card from the field to the graveyard. Alright, and then I'm gonna set another Holotail. Alright, and then he's gonna smack my Sarah, so I'm gonna special summon the Holotail. Okay, we draw into Arachnocampa, so with these two monsters we're gonna go into our Pinguicula. Okay, and then with the Pinguicula I am going to add the Pudica. Okay, he's gonna activate his Canopic Protector, which is gonna special summon the Happy. Okay, so we add Pudica, and then he's gonna activate the Tyrant's Terrain. So he's gonna tribute two monsters, and now effects of effect monsters that activate in the hand or on the field cannot be activated. And then here I try to kind of recycle my trap cards from my graveyard. So I banished the Holotail to special summon the Dionea. But unfortunately his Floodgate is going to prevent me from doing anything. So now I'm just going to go into Rafflesia. Alright, and then now because this card right here was already on the field, that's why my Traptrix monsters are going to be affected by it. But if he was to activate this card after my monsters are on the field, I don't think I would be affected by it. So we draw Evenly Matched, so I'm going to crash Pinguicula into the Mseti so I can activate Evenly Matched, and he's going to banish everything except for the Floodgate. Okay, then he's going to normal summon Maxi because Maxi can't activate. Alright, and now this is like kind of like in a battle of attrition, you know. So we normal summon Arachnocampa, we're gonna smack his Maxi, and then I'm gonna set Call by the Grave and call it a quits. Call it a day. Okay, then he's gonna activate Trading, getting rid of a Lava Golem, drawing 2 cards. I'm just like, bro, these stun battles, man, I hate them, bro. I really hate going up against stun, man. Like, is this really fun for people that play stun? Like, I can never play a stun deck. Just like setting up all of this stuff and sitting on it and just waiting for your opponent to quit. Like, it's just like, so cringe. He's gonna activate another trade and getting rid of another Lava Golem. Alright, so now with the Arachnocampa and the Alumeris, I'm gonna be able to smack them. Try to do as much damage as I can, trying to just end this game as quickly as I can. And then, I don't know, so he activates 2 trade-ins. That means he drew 4 in 2 turns, and yeah. Your deck sucks, bro, playing this stun crap. Alright, my people, so in this replay, we are gonna go up against Purrely. Alright, so we're gonna normal summon the Pudica. Pudica is gonna search for our garden. Then we're gonna go into our Sarah. And then I know here you're gonna see, you know, the Monster Reborn and the Vesiculo, and you guys gonna be like, wait, hold up, I didn't see these cards in the deck list. Well, I was experimenting with these 2 cards and I just ended up cutting them. But I think the Monster Reborn is actually a great tech card to revive like your Traptrix monsters, because all of your Traptrix monsters, they have a secondary effect that kicks in whenever you special summon them. So I was just trying to play around with the Monster Reborn to see how it happens, but I removed it because, again, I just wanted it to kind of focus more on going second cards that can kind of help me break our opponent's board. So that's why I got rid of the Monster Reborn and the Vesiculo as well. Alright, so we activate Monster Reborn, we special summon back our Pudica. Alright, and then now we can normal summon the Vesiculo. So now with these 2 monsters, we're going to go into our Rafflesia. Alright, then we're going to say Impermanent Pass. Okay, so opponent is going to activate the Happy Memory, targeting the Imperm. Then the Purrely is going to activate. I am going to Infinite Impermanence that. Then he's going to hit me with the Cross-Out Designate. Alright, and then now a card was added to his hand, so that's going to make the Drone Lockbird active. Okay, he's going to hit me with the Maxi. Alright, but I'm going to hit him with the Drone Lockbird. So now his Maxi is countered. And then now he cannot add any more cards, so if he activates my friend Purrely, it's not going to activate. Alright, and then we're going to banish his little cat. And he's going to call it quits because he cannot add any more monsters. So even if he activates my friend Purrely, if he tries to activate it, it's not going to resolve because he cannot add cards to the deck, to the hand, and also his Maxi has been thwarted. So that's just an example of how Drone Lockbird can kind of be pretty clutch. So yeah, I just wanted to showcase the Drone Lockbird in action. So let's keep it moving. Alright my people, in this replay we are going to go up against Dinomorphia. And this is actually a little hilarious replay. So he's going to hit me with the Shifter. Alright, so we're going to normal summon our Mermello. Mermello is going to search for the Holotea. Alright, then we're going to go into our Sarah. Alright, then we're going to activate our Guardian and we're going to set 2. Alright, so he's going to activate his Pot of Prosperity. And he's going to get his Intact, I believe. Yeah, he gets the, oh no, the Dinomorphia domain. Then he's going to normal summon the Thorisa. The Thorisa is going to set the Intact. Alright, then I'm going to activate Holotea, special summon Mermello. And with Mermello, I'm going to pop his Intact. Alright, then that's going to trigger the Sarah, so I can set a bottomless trap hole. Alright, and the reason why I go for the bottomless trap hole is because if he special summons the Rexstorm is a 3000 beat stick. So the bottomless trap hole is going to be able to destroy it and banish it. Alright, so now with these two monsters, we're going to go into our Pinguicula. Alright, and the Pinguicula is going to allow me to add a monster from my deck to my hand. Okay, then here, this is funny, right? So here he's going to activate... he's going to activate his Dinomorphia domain, paying half a life points to get the Kentragina. Alright, then that's going to trigger my Sarah. Then he's going to he's going to trigger the Ghost Ogre, right? To kind of pop my Sarah. Okay, but I'm going to activate my Gravedigger's Trap Hole to kind of negate the Ogre. And then here he's going to activate he's going to activate the Kentragina. The Kentragina is going to pay another half of life points, bring him down to 2000 life points. And then he's just going to realize that my Gravedigger's Trap Hole is going to negate the Ogre. And then he's going to burn for 2000. So, yeah. I just thought this was just hilarious. Alright, my people. In this replay, we are going to go up against Heroes. Alright. So, we're going to start things off by normal summoning Mantis. Mantis is going to get us a Traptrix monster. Alright. And then I'm going to activate Dimension Shifter. Okay, so we're going to search for the Pudica. Okay, now with the Mantis, we're going to go into our Sarah. And unfortunately, we did not draw into any trap cards. So all I can do now is just special summon the Arachnocampa. So that's going to trigger the Sarah. And now I can activate, well, I can set a trap card from my deck. Okay, he's going to activate the Reinforcement of the Army, getting himself a Denier. He's going to normal summon the Vion. Vion is going to banish the Malicious. Alright, and then he's going to smack my Sarah. So unfortunately the Sarah gets banished. Alright, and now we're no longer on the Shifter. Okay, so now we're going to go into our second Sarah. Okay, then we're going to normal summon Pudica. Pudica is going to search for our field spell. Okay, then we're going to activate Sarah, getting our Gravedigger's Trap Hole. We're going to activate the Guardian. Guardian's going to allow us to normal summon our second Pudica. And with these two monsters, we're going to go into our Calaria. Alright, so now we can attack over the Vion, but he's got his Elemental Hero Honest, so the Honest is going to boost him. But our field spell is going to protect us from destruction, so that's why the Calaria doesn't get killed. Here is going to activate the favorite contact, so I'm going to hit him with the Maxi. And then the Calaria can special summon one of our Traptrix monsters from our graveyard into defense position during the end phase. So that's how we got our Arachnocampa. Alright, then the Destiny Hero is going to activate. But we got Bottomless Trap Hole, but he's got Infinite Impermanence. So he's going to be able to negate my Bottomless Trap Hole with the Infinite Impermanence. Alright, but we can now activate Calaria's second effect, and that is that whenever you activate a whole normal trap card, you can set it instead of sending it to the graveyard. So now the Bottomless Trap card can stay on the field. And he's going to banish, well not banish, but he's going to pop my Gravedigger's Trap Hole. I'm going to special summon Dianea so that I can recycle the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Okay, now he's going to activate Cold by the Grave, getting rid of my Pudica. And then he's also going to trigger the DPE, but we got the Effect Veiler, so we're going to negate the DPE. You're not popping anything, bro. Okay, then he's going to summon the Stratos. Stratos is going to destroy the spells and trap cards on my field. Okay, so I'm going to activate Bottomless Trap Hole, getting rid of his Stratos. And then again, our Arachnocampa is going to protect our back row, so he's not able to pop anything. And we just got control, bro. So that's all what it is, man. You really want to think about control. How can you control the field with this deck? Alright, my people, welcome to the decklist portion of the video. And if you made it this far into the video, I greatly appreciate you guys sticking around with me. It really helps the channel and it helps the video whenever you watch from beginning to end. So thank you so much. If you are one of those people that watch from beginning to end, I really appreciate it. And yep, so one more time, let's just go over the deck list. And I'll also leave a link in the description to my YGOPro profile, where you can catch all of my previous builds that I have made. If you're curious to see any other decks that I build or that I play, you can catch it there. So yeah, so we're gonna have 2 Effect Veilers. We're gonna have 3 Drawing Lockbirds, 3 Maxi, 3 Murmello. We're gonna have 2 Dianea, 2 Mantis, 3 Pudica, 2 Arachnocampa, 2 Dimension Shifter, 1 Traptrix Garden, 1 Call by the Grave, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare, 3 Evenly Matched, 3 Infinite Impermanence, 1 Chain Hole, 2 Gravedigger's Trap Hole, 2 Terrors of the Overroot, and 3 Holotea. Alright, and then for the extra deck, we have 1 Abyss Dweller, 2 Rafflesia, 1 Malevolent Sin, 1 Baguska, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Alomeris, 1 Pinguicula, 1 Zeus, and 3 Saras. Alright, and then we also have 1 Calaria, 1 Little Knight, and 1 Adipus. And then now with the U-Bell package coming in, we're also going to get Typhon. So I'm thinking that either the Baguska or I don't know, maybe the Malevolent Sin. I'm thinking maybe more the Baguska. I might replace it with Typhon. So because Typhon is a really great card in the Traptrix deck, because we don't really have any like 3k beaters, so all of our monsters can still like activate and stuff like that. So I think the Typhon is going to be a great addition to the deck. So yep, I'm just gonna see if I can pull for it. But yep, that's the deck. Thank you all so much again for sticking around with me. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it down below. I always respond to you guys as best as I could, and I apologize if my voice sounds a little off. Being a dad has just been really tiresome. Like you don't sleep as much as you can when you have a baby toddler, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little off. I just need to get some sleep, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So thank you all so much. Continue having a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Kiwami Games, peace out.